Hello. Today I'm reading from Encyclopedia Brown Shows the Way. It's written by Donald Sobel. This is The Case of the Reward Money. Gus Elkin walked into the Brown Detective Agency. "I'm on my way to the city dump," he said. "Are you looking for something special?" asked Encyclopedia. "I'm not going there to look," said Gus. "I'm going to listen to Wilfred Wiggins. He's called a secret meeting at 2 o'clock. He's promised to show us little kids how to make lots and lots of money." Wilfred Wiggins was a high school dropout. He was so lazy he got dizzy spells thinking about getting out of bed in the morning. During the hurricane season, he opened his window and waited for the wind to straighten up his room. Most of his time was spent dreaming of ways to make money without working. Encyclopedia was kept busy protecting the children of the neighborhood from his crooked deals. "What's Wilfred selling now?" asked Encyclopedia. "He wouldn't say," replied Gus. "It's something big, though. I've a hunch I ought to trust him." "You're safer trusting an elephant to bring you a bag of peanuts," warned Encyclopedia. "Maybe today will be different," said Gus. "Wilfred didn't tell me about the meeting," observed Encyclopedia thoughtfully. "You've read too many of his get-rich schemes in the past," said Gus. "That's why I want you to come with me, in case Wilfred's up to his old tricks. You know, smooth talk and a slap on the back." "When Wilfred slaps you on the back, he's trying to knock the money out of your pocket," said Encyclopedia. "Let's go." Boys rode their bikes to the city dump. They arrived as a crowd of children was gathering around Wilfred. He stood on an old wooden table, looking very above board. "I asked you out here because I don't want any snoopy grown-up stealing my secret," he began. "I know this place hurts the nose, but each and every one of you will walk home smelling like a rose after you hear what I have to say." Bugs Meany shoved his way to the front. "I didn't come here to smell anything except money," he said. "Ah, the sweetest smell on earth," agreed Wilfred with a grin. "Okay, step closer. You've heard of the armored truck holdup in Detroit last week?" Children shook their heads. "You should read the newspapers," scolded Wilfred. "A lone gunman got away with $1 million in cash." "And you found the money in your lunch pail?" sneered Bugs. "Not likely," said Wilfred, "but I know where it is." "So tell us," shouted several children once. "I'm getting to it," said Wilfred, holding up his hands for quiet. "Yesterday," he said, "my pal Jim Baker took the bus from Glen City to Idaville. As he sat down, the loudspeaker in the station blared. It said that the Detroit armored truck robber was believed to be in or around Idaville. Everyone was asked to watch out for a red-haired man who acts suspiciously." "Let me guess," said Bugs, rolling his eyes in disgust. "Your pal Jim Baker spotted the robber on the bus." "Well, it's true," Wilfred said calmly. As the bus started, a red-haired man in a brown suit spoke to a blond man sitting across the aisle. "You know what he said?" The children were silent as stone. Wilfred continued. "The red-haired man said, 'Did you hear the loudspeaker? I'd better slip off at the first stop. Get the money. It's in Detroit in my closet. But keep away from airports. Rent a car. Here's my address.'" Wilfred paused to let the suspense build before going on. The red-haired man wrote on a piece of paper and gave it to his friend. Then he said, "Memorize the address and tear up the paper." Wilfred held up a slip of paper. It had been torn into pieces and was taped together. "This is the address where the stolen money is," he cried. "My friend Jim picked up the pieces from the floor of the bus after the blond man got off." Carefully, Wilfred returned the paper to his pocket. "I have to beat the blond man to Detroit," he said. "I don't dare telephone the Detroit police. I have to see them in person and be sure of the big reward." "So you're putting the touch on us for the plane ticket?" asked Bugs. "How much?" The flight alone costs more than $200, said Wilford. I'm broke at the moment, so I'm letting all my young friends in on a sure thing. For every $10 you give me, I'll pay you back $100. Not so fast, grumbled Bugs. How come nobody else on the bus heard the red-haired man talking? Maybe there's too much noise, answered Wilford, or maybe he whispered. Doesn't matter, Jim didn't hear him. Jim's been deaf since birth. He reads lips. What's a robber doing around here if the money is in Detroit? Demanded Gus. The police have the serial numbers of some of the stolen bills, replied Wilford. So he probably came east and spent some of the money here to make the cops think he was heading for Europe. Instead, he must have doubled back and gone west to Los Angeles. He's clever. So is Wilford, Encyclopedia whispered to Gus, but not clever enough. Don't give him a cent. Why not? What did Encyclopedia hear? To make him know that Wilford's not being straight about it. The slip of paper was torn up. A red-haired man in a brown suit spoke to a blond man sitting across the aisle. He said, "Did you hear the loudspeaker? I'd better slip off at the first stop. Get the money in Detroit in his closet, but keep away from the airports." That was a bus from Detroit, or from Glen City to Idaville. Got any ideas? Address with the stolen money. Jim picked up the pieces off the bus floor. Fold up. Okay, well, let's see if what he says, see if you got it right. Wilford read about the armored truck holdup in the newspaper. So he decided to try for some easy money. He made up a story. The loudspeaker in the bus station told the people to be on watch for the robber, a red-haired man. Then his friend, Jim Baker, spotted the man on the bus. The story was good, but not good enough. If Jim had not heard the loudspeaker, Jim was deaf. He could not have linked the red-haired man to the armored truck robbery. But Jim couldn't hear the loudspeaker because he was deaf. Thanks to Encyclopedia, Wilford did not get any money from the children.